Versed. I hope you missed me. Well, it's all right if you don't. So I wonder if we could have a conversation about being yourself. And I wonder if you'd consider that you haven't been being yourself for just about your whole life, at least from the age of 2 or 3 until whatever your age is now. You've been being who you were trained and conditioned to be, and who you trained and conditioned yourself to be. For the most part, as I've said before, we are trained and conditioned robots. We are being the way other people were being the way for thousands of years we as a collective have been trained to be. So in a very real way, or actually, you're not being yourself. So that now that I could clear this up, I would suggest perhaps the discovery of that, which is to be yourself and observe you being yourself. Observe your thoughts just before your actions, and then observe your thoughts just after your actions. Observe how often it is you do or don't do things to please or to make sure you do not upset other people. Watch to see how much manipulation you do. If you can actually observe your actions, you'll discover that you are being the person that you trained and conditioned yourself to be within the confines of an already insane consciousness that you accepted from your parents. So, again, my suggestion here is that you're not being, pardon me for my little nose problem here, who you are. You're being who your thoughts, who your knowledge, who your beliefs say you should be or shouldn't be. So you are not a natural human being. You are people. A trained human, a trained person, or a trained human being is a people. There's a distinction there. People are people who are trained and conditioned. They have taught themselves how to be. They're not natural. They are taught or trained and conditioned, if you will. Human beings are real, live, and natural. They bring forth their life from creation, from intelligence, from truth. We, on the other hand, have been bringing our lives forth from knowledge, from thought, from belief. In the world of knowledge, thought, and belief, world wars can happen. We can be men and women and mothers and fathers and Republicans and Democrats. We can be all these labels that we put on ourselves. Of course, the moment we put a label on ourselves, we then must be some part of that label, whatever our perception of that label is. So, almost no time, with the exception perhaps of orgasm, if you ever have experienced an orgasm in your sexual activities, you are at that time being who you are, or if you had a serious injury or come upon some horrendous fear, it shocks you into who you are. Other than that, you're living a life that you trained and conditioned yourself to live. So here's my question. Is it possible for you to consider that you're a robot or robotic in your actions? That you really don't ever have any real actual actions. All you have are reactions to your training and conditioning, to how you should or should not be, based on perhaps your heritage or your religion or your mother and father's direction. So, is it possible for you to look deeply within yourself and discover that person that you were when you were born, which, by the way, is a human being with the intelligence of the universe creating itself? Thanks. A perfect life to each of you.